Right, 163 yards, that feels like a 7-iron.
Are you sure? You've mishit a few today.
Okay, well, maybe a 6-iron then if I've duffed a few.
Perhaps it'd be better for the both of us if you just went home.
Well, that's just not what I want to hear. Hi everyone, Kevin here from Golf Guy Reviews, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this. It's the GolfBuddy AIM L10 V rangefinder. Now this currently retails in the UK for around £270 and it's got some interesting features with it. So I've been using this out on the course for a couple of rounds now. I'm over here today at Worley Park, and so I'm going to let you know what I think of it, and I'm going to run you through some of the features as well. If you enjoyed the video today, please make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date on all the latest reviews of golf shoes, clothing and tech right here on Golf Guy Reviews. Sorry if I get some drops of rain on the camera. It's been terrible here for the last few weeks. I'm lucky, to be honest, to be out on the course. So, you know, welcome to England, everyone. This is what it's like. This is how we play golf. But sorry if there's some rain on the camera. So starting off for £270, I've got to say that this feels like quite a premium product, and to be honest I'd expect it to, because you know that's not an insignificant amount of money to spend. Although at £270 it is quite a bit cheaper than some of the other rangefinders out there, some of the Garmin ones, some of the Bushnell ones that have quite a few of the similar features, so it's at a pretty good price point. It feels like it's well made. It's got this nice kind of rubber texture part here on the bottom and on the top with the grips. The buttons are good quality, you know, they don't feel plasticky, you get a nice click when you push them in, and generally, yeah, I think it feels pretty well made, and so I'm quite happy with the quality. You get a case with it as well, and that you can clip onto the side of your bag. But the interesting thing with this is that this is really quite small and compact, certainly compared to some of the other rangefinders out there. This is really quite small. So to be honest, I just keep it in my pocket. It fits nicely in there. It fits nicely in my trouser pocket, to be honest, but I keep it normally in my jacket pocket, and I don't actually use the case. It's totally up to you whether you use that or not, but it's small enough that you don't need to. Let's give it another quick clean. Yeah, you like that? That's better. From an ergonomics design, it's a cool word for you there, ergonomics. You've got a cutout in the bottom so that when you're holding it, it just nestles nicely in the palm of your hand, and that little cutout is in there just to mean that it's really, really easy to make good, accurate viewfinding usage. I don't know where this wording is going, but it's really easy to use, and it just nestles nicely in your palm, and it means you can hold it nice and steady as well. So again, that's just another nice little touch there. That could have just been straight and flat, but they've actually thought about how you're going to use it, so that's really cool. So the L10 has a 6x magnification in it, so it's nice and easy to see the flag and to make sure you get locked on nice and easy. You get a good view down there, it's nice and clear, there's no distortion, so it's a good quality piece of kit. Now before I run through any of the standard features that you find on most GPSs, I'm actually going to run you through the party trick of the L10, and that's the voice element of it. So what you do is when you use the rangefinder, I'm stood here on a par 3, and if you listen closely, 163 yards. You got a little voice that confirms what you see down the viewfinder. Now that's really interesting because I think GolfBuddy claim that they're the first company that have ever had a voice part element to a rangefinder. They also use it on some of their GPS units as well. But in terms of it being on a rangefinder, what they say is that the voice clarifies and confirms in your mind what you've seen down the viewfinder. Now for me, I don't feel like I need it, because the viewfinder is actually really good and the numbers are really big when you look down the screen, and I can see that that was 163 yards, so I don't need this lady voice telling me that it's 163 yards. I've just seen that it's 163 yards. So, you know, for me personally, I just turn it off. It's really easy to do. You just hold the voice button down on the side, and you can change the volume setting, and I just turn it down to 0. Another reason why I'm not entirely sure I'd want to use the voice setting as well is because if I'm playing in a competition and using the rangefinder, I don't want to give my opposition any help whatsoever. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. So, you know, I don't want this telling my opposition that on a par 3 this is actually playing 163 yards when the sign is telling me it's playing 179 from the yellows. So let's give my opponent a little bit of extra help that maybe I don't really want to give him. If I'm playing socially with my friends, then absolutely, then I can, you know, keep that feature on. But even so, I'll use the rangefinder, I'll just tell them it's 163 yards. I don't need the creepy robot lady voice telling them that it's 163 yards. Right, I've been stood about recording for ages, my hands are frozen, so let's see if I can actually hit this anywhere near 163 yards. We've got a 7-iron, let's see how we go. Oh, that is a beaut. have to go check that one out. Don't you always hate it when you think it's closer than it really is? You know, I'll take it, but up there, I thought it was practically in. I'm impressed that I've managed to get some backspin on that too. So just to go through the 3 modes, you've got a normal setting where you can effectively point it at anything. So whether you want to see how far a tree is, or the front of the green, or a bunker, or something like that, then you just keep it on the normal mode. You've got a pin mode, and that means that there's a little hover box, and so you can kind of move it about, and it will tell you the yardage once it locks onto the pin. A nice feature as well is that it has got a vibrate function on it as well, so it kind of gives you a little jolt when it lets you know that you've locked onto the pin, so that's really cool. There's also a scan mode, so literally it does what it says on the tin. You can just scan the area and it will keep telling you the different yardages as you look at different things. If you've got voice mode on, that can actually be a little bit annoying. Let me just turn it onto scan mode now and give you a demonstration. So we're on scan mode and
97 yards, 89 yards, 203 yards, 183 yards.
All right, love, we get the point, calm down. In terms of on the course usage, then there's not actually an off button. It just turns off automatically after a few seconds once you're not using it anymore. So that's really good. It means, you know, you haven't got to worry that you haven't turned it off. You can just stop using it, put it in your pocket, and when it's time to check it again, you just turn it out, aim it, and press the button, and we're starting using it again, which is great. The other thing as well in terms of the battery is that it's not rechargeable. Most of the rangefinders out there aren't. You've just got I think it's a lithium battery. It's a little stubby one. I can't remember the size off the top of my head. And it just lives right here in the front. So you just lift up the little flap, spin it, unscrew it, and then you just change the battery. The battery's gonna last you absolutely ages. And what's really good with this as well is that there's a little battery notification in the viewfinder. So with some rangefinders, you don't know how long's left on the battery, and you turn up to the course and, oh great, it's not working. Whereas with this one, at least you can tell that, hold on, I'm gonna need to get a new battery soon, better go down to the supermarket and go get one. One other thing that you might have spotted there when I showed you the battery part is that it's got a slope button. So if I just hold that up nice and close there, you might just be able to see it. And what that means is that if you've not used slope before, it means it actually not only tells you how far you are from the flag in a straight line, but it also calculates the distance of the slope. So whether you're higher or lower, it'll actually give you the real yardage. So if I use it very quickly here, I can actually tell that I am 163 yards from the pin. If I switch that slope button to on and then use it again, then actually, let's have a look here, then it's actually changed.
53 yards.
So I can see at the top that it's telling me that this is actually 153 yards, and I can see at the bottom that it's actually 163 to the pin in a straight line, and it's 9 below me. It's 9 yards below. So that's actually really, really handy if you're playing for a social round. It gives you much more accurate yardages. It was really easy to use. Bear in mind that you're not allowed to use them for most of the competitions that you'll be playing in. However, if you're playing at your local club, then for me, I think this is actually really, really good to know, because now I know that I'm 9 yards higher on this tee box, and I would have never ever really known that when using a GPS. So that's a really, really good feature for it to have. It's really easy to use. It works every time, and look how simple it is just to turn on and off. My fingers are absolutely freezing out here. Whew. Right, so in summary, I think that the GolfBuddy AIM L10 V is actually a really good little piece of kit. For £270, I appreciate it's not the cheapest thing in the world to buy, and you can certainly buy at cheaper rangefinders. GolfBuddy do their own rangefinders, which are cheaper, as well as watches, and I've done some reviews of them as well, so you can check them out. But in terms of a rangefinder, it's actually quite reasonably priced. It's not as expensive as the the Bushnells and the Garmins out there, so you can definitely find deals out on the internet on this as well, so definitely shop around. I think it's a really good quality piece of kit. It does the job really well. It's really easy to use. The battery's going to last you absolutely ages, and the slope feature is really, really great as well. In terms of the voice part, personally, I'm not going to use it. It's a cool gimmick. Whether or not you would use it as well, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, see what you think. But for me, I don't need the little robot lady telling me what I've just seen down the viewfinder. Yeah, I was going to make a joke about the wife there, but I'm not even going to go there because she watches these videos. Love you. So yeah, go check it out. Let me know what you think if you've got it. If you enjoyed the video today, please make sure you hit that like button, and please make sure you subscribe to my channel, where you can keep up to date on all my latest reviews of golf shoes, clothing and tech, right here on Golf Guy Reviews. Stood on a hill and my calves are killing me, jeez. Hi everyone, Kevin here from Golf Guy Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at the GolfBuddy AIM, what's it called? AIM L10.